I woke up to a bombshell of NBA 2K23 news. Everything from the new builder, new badges, new gameplay, etc, etc. My goal is to cover all this information as fast as possible for you guys. There's nothing worse than an hour-long news video, right? You just want the information so that you know what's coming out for 2K23. That's what I plan to do. So since I'm trying to cover the news as fast as possible, I'm not going to really give my opinion on it. I'm just going to give you the facts and let you assess it for yourself. So listen, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're on that way to 1 million subs. I think we're like 18K away. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe. 2K23, you guys already know all the best builds, all the best information is right here. And take 2 seconds, scroll down, drop a like on the video. Let's get right into the news. This video is sponsored by Pristine Jerseys. PristineJerseys.com offers high quality replica jerseys at an affordable price. Anything from NBA, MLB, NFL, throwback jerseys, even shorts. Pristine Jerseys has it all. Link in the description. Make sure y'all go check it out. Badges, builds, and takeovers. Where else would we start? So they go on to say one of the first things everyone does when they get the new 2K is try to make the best build, blah, blah, blah. This year, the major goals for Player Builder were refinement, polish, and balance. You still have complete control to build whatever type of player you want to make, but the new builder ensures that all builds, regardless of size or speciality, are fun and balanced. Then that last paragraph talks about now, when you buy animations, you buy it for your entire account, not for that specific player. So if you buy LeBron James crossover, you will have it available for every player that meets that attribute requirement to get that animation. So you only have to buy animations one time, which is a big W from 2K. Also at the bottom of that paragraph, they talk about how on current gen, pie charts have been removed and replaced with a new builder. Onto the badges. Now, the first part of the paragraph, they talk about how, you know, in past 2Ks, everyone kind of gravitated towards the same badges, the best badges, the most overpowered badges, and how they wanted to bring more balance to badge loadouts. So let's skip about halfway down the first paragraph and get into the nitty-gritty of the information. There are 16 badges per category. 8 in tier 1, 4 in tier 2, and 4 in tier 3. Tier 1 badges are the least powerful badges, but they also cost the least amount of badge points. Costs go up as you climb the tiers and acquire the more impactful badges. The basic idea is that you'll need to equip a certain number of badges in the lower tiers before you can equip badges in the highest. The motive behind this change was to encourage players to make some tough choices when creating their badge recipes, make loadouts more valuable as a feature, and bring a better overall balance to the badge game in general. Along with the tiers, we're also introducing core badges, which are 4 unique badge slots, 1 in each attribute category, that can be filled with badges that don't count towards your badge points. Each badge will have a challenge requirement that, once met, will allow the badge to be placed into a core badge slot. We also made several changes to badges themselves, which are highlighted below. Now, shout out to Paulo Gio over on Twitter, man. He made a better chart than that was actually in the article to break down the badges. So I'm going to show his chart right here. You guys can see all the new badges they added. Over on the right is all the badges they removed. I think there's some really cool things in here. You can pause the video and look it over for yourself. I'm not going to read out every badge and every description, but this kind of chart is absolutely fantastic. It breaks it down by category, shows all the new badges, the removed badges, and a description of what the new badges said they were going to do. So like I said, if y'all want to pause the video, I'm not going to sit here and talk for 2 minutes while you know what I mean, while you guys read it. You just pause it, look it over, and I'm going to move on. Next, they talk about team takeover being redesigned. They talk about regular takeover with primary takeover, secondary takeover that we had on new gen is all the same. But in the last couple of versions of 2K, Team Takeover, a single player could get the whole team takeover. That doesn't work anymore. For NBA 2K23, Team Takeover works as a cooperative team system with the entire team sharing a single meter. Each player on the team has an equal portion that they are responsible for filling up by performing well on the court and being good teammates. Once each player has filled up their portion of the meter, Team Takeover automatically fires off for the entire team. The new design makes much more sense and does a better job representing what it means to be hot as a team and take over the game as a unit. On to some gameplay stuff. The first thing they talk about is using the pro stick, and it's called double throws and switchbacks, which basically, double throws are when you flick the pro stick in a direction, letting it go back to center, and then quickly moving the pro stick in the same direction. And switchbacks is flicking the pro stick in a direction, letting it go back to center, and then quickly moving the pro stick in the opposite direction. These new gestures introduce a lot of new weapons for both shooting and ball handling. They then start to tell us about dunking and how those new controls are actually going to factor into how you dunk. So they do talk about that the meter is going to be back, how it was on next gen or new gen, whatever you want to call it, for 22. And then they show some dunk controls. So if you hold up, it's a two-hand dunk. If you hold right, it's a strong hand dunk. Left is a weak hand dunk. Then if you start to move down, up is a flashy two-hand dunk. Up, down is a normal skill dunk with meter. So basically you start to see how those double throws and switchbacks that they just talked about are factored into dunking now. They also go on to talk about that if you want to finish with more finesse around the rim, the double throw gesture is used for hop step layups, while the switchback gesture is used for Euro step layups and cradle layups. So there's different ways you can use these new controls to finish around the rim. It doesn't just have to be dunking. For the bigger and stronger players, you'll also experience a lot of new contact layup content that properly shows what should happen when a player like Giannis Antetokounmpo plows through everyone in their path. In addition, we've added several new layup packages for both new gen and current gen, including Booker, Embiid, Iverson, Magic Johnson, Jokic, Levine, Morant, Suber, Diana Taurasi, and more. For post players, double throws can be used for drop steps and hop shots. Switchback gestures will give you shimmy shots and hooks. There are a bunch of new signature post shots and hooks to choose from this year as well. Now, they talked a lot about dribbling in this article, and I didn't put a lot of it in because I'm gonna be honest, until we actually get our hands on the game, whatever they say about improvements to this or that dribble animation, until we actually get the game in our hands, we're not really gonna know, because we got to get the best dribblers on the game with the ball in their hands, the sticks in their hands, and they're gonna find out how to break everything like they always do. But I did take this one snippet because I thought it was important. All right, check this out. While it's fun to clown your opponents with a flurry of flashy dribble moves, we don't want to encourage players to dribble the entire shot clock while their teammates fall asleep. Energy will deplete much quicker when spamming too many moves together, so it's important to be efficient and not play with your food for too long. Interesting. Another thing they talked about was adrenaline boosts. Another new feature to prevent over dribbling is the concept of adrenaline boosts. There are 3 available boosts per player per possession, shown as 3 small bars under the stamina meter. Boosts are consumed every time you perform a hard goal or explosive sprint launch. Once your 3 boosts are gone, you'll notice that your speed and acceleration decrease significantly for the remainder of the possession. As with dribble combos, it's important to play smart basketball and be efficient with your movement rather than zigzagging back and forth aimlessly trying to get around the defense. Now let's talk about shooting. Shooting also gets some nice upgrades for NBA 2K23, and NBA 2K22's success from the outside was heavily weighted towards coverage. If you could get an open look, you could balance out poor ratings and inaccurate timing. This year we wanted a more authentic shooting model to capture the essence of great NBA shooters' capabilities. The first major change is the addition of shooting attributes. Since the inception of signature jump shots in 2K basketball, animations have been more or less aesthetic but functionally the same. This year, each signature jump shot has unique shooting stats that help determine its effectiveness. Things like shot speed, release height, defense immunity, and timing impact. Also, they talked about how they added new shot meters to NBA 2K23. Now, I feel like majority of people at this point don't even use the shot meter. We all go no meter because it's just, I don't know, it's just better, especially for anyone that's like a comp player in the game. But if you still enjoy the shot meter, as you can see, they showed gameplay of all the new shot meters that they're adding in, or not all of them, but some of the new shot meters that they're adding in. Now let's move on to defense. Shot defense received a nice overhaul for NBA 2K23. Up until last year, we used a simple shot defense calculation that looked at 2 specific points: the location of the defender when the shot started and the proximity to the ball at release. It worked well, but also had its shortcomings. If the defender's hand or arm moves slightly into a bad position right at the point of our shot release calculation, you could get a bad coverage score even though it looked like a very good contest. This year we've created a system that evaluates the defensive player's contesting hand throughout a window of the shooting motion. This larger sample set provides way more accurate results and helps line up the coverage numbers to what players expect based on what they're seeing happening on screen. Now let's talk some on-ball defense. For the floor game, on-ball defensive movement and body ups receive a major refresh with new content that more accurately depicts today's one-on-one player interactions. You'll also notice a new indicator on the ball handler when in guarding positions. This is the new defensive shading mechanic. The 3 bars on the indicator represent 3 zones: straight up, shade left, shade right. The zone the defender's in is shown red. If the ball handler attempts to attack the red lane, they'll get cut off, lose their dribble, or fumble the ball. Great defenders can anticipate where the ball handler is attacking and will now be more clearly rewarded for it. The shading system works for both on-ball defenders guarding the perimeter as well as the post, and does a good job communicating to both the offense and defense why collisions resolve the way they do. All right, let's move on to shot blocking. I'm going to skip down about halfway through the first paragraph. For NBA 2K23, blocks have been tuned into be more realistic, leading to more predictable outcomes, with the right players making appropriate stops when timing their block attempts. No more small guards pulling off LeBron James level chase down blocks. You'll notice a distinct improvement in ball security for good dunkers. In the past, it was always risky to try to pull off tomahawks or back scratchers with good defenders even remotely nearby. We've made some changes to encourage good dunkers to use a greater repertoire of dunk packages, feel the reward of highlight reel dunks with significant takeover boosts in the right situations without fear of always getting the ball knocked out on the way up. The shot blocking system also now contains flyby blocks. When closing out late on perimeter shooters, the flybys will do a better job of trying to get a hand up while preventing defenders from slamming into the shooter and sending them to the line. Whew. All right, that was about an hour worth of information I crammed into 10 minutes. Now, I didn't cover everything in the article, as I said. If you want to read the full article, I'll leave the link in the description of this video. But I did want to condense this down because I've seen a lot of news videos going out, you know, they're 30, 40, 50 minutes long. And if that was me, I'm not trying to listen to something that long about the news. Just give me the quick condensed version of what I need to know, and that's what I tried to do here, man. But if anyone wants more information, like I said, link will be in the description. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.